If you can replace students of color with white kids and sound like a bigot, whatever is going on is by definition racist. What is the latest in the attempt to, not comply with the Supreme Court ruling?
Well, the latest is the Appleton area school district on Tuesday is holding what's called the Freshman Students of Color Meet and Greet. I'm quoting here from the release. It says, all incoming freshman students of color are invited to come and meet staff at Appleton East High School. We will give you an introduction to the school and take you on a tour. Also, there will be food, so make sure you bring the whole family. That's for August 15th. And then their post says, all other students are welcome on August 30th to come to a meet and greet. No discussion of food or, meeting your principal or anything fun like that. So
let me try the Will Flanders test here. Freshman white students meet and greet. All incoming freshman white students are invited to come and meet staff at East. We will give you an introduction to the school and take you on a tour. Also, there will be food, so make sure to bring the whole family. All other students can attend an orientation on August 30th. I think that actually sounded racist.
That sounds super racist. Yeah, I would never say that. That's so, tut. No, that's racist. And it's racist the other way. It would be racist if it said all Hispanic students or all Black students or all Native American students. All categories of students must be treated equally. And yes, so they've done this. Now, there's like all sorts of responses to this online. Some people say, well, they don't actually say it's only for students of color. Well, it actually does say it's only for students of color. And then there's a lot of people online that say, you're like, well, what's wrong with that? Well, these students of color, diversity is great. It's not a very diverse, Appleton, Wisconsin, not a very diverse place. Well, it actually kind of is. But regardless, we need, have a special event for these students 2 weeks before all the white students, because they need to feel seen and included. And if you don't,
how does separating them make them feel seen and included?
I don't know. I cannot pretend to defend what they're doing.
You can't.
It's really outrageous. It's outrageous. Yeah, but if you live in their world, you live in their sort of like, diversity inclusion. We've got to make up for the past injustices. We've got to, all these people they're underserved and they're marginalized, Vicki, and we've got to do all these special programs for them, because if we don't, they're going to continue to be just disadvantaged people who cannot help themselves, and they're just always going to fail in life. Yeah,
we have to be racist. Otherwise, we have to be racist. Otherwise, these students are going to fail. But for our racism, by the way, how's it been working out? How does all of this, Black Lives Matter curriculum in Milwaukee, this separating students of color in Appleton, same thing in Madison. How have the scores for reading and mathematics been for Black students in these districts that insist in order to help Black people, we have to be racist?
Yeah, not good. And I'm just looking at Appleton's numbers. I just happened to pull them up from will-law.org. We have something called the school scorecard. They get about $15,000 per student. And in the last few years, their proficiency in math and language arts for all their students of all races has dipped below 40%. So over 60% people are not proficient in math and reading, and their enrollment has declined. Over 1,000 students have left the district, mostly since COVID. And so I would say a lot of parents are voting with their feet, and they're taking their kids. And Appleton is no different than most school districts. Milwaukee is just, I think I looked up this morning, there's something like 19% proficient in math and reading. And Madison is not too much better than that. But yeah, parents are leaving, they're voting with their feet. And it seems like, putting race at the center of every problem, the center of every initiative, demoralizes students, tells them that they're going to fail because of their race unless we do something special for them. That's really the message from the left is, I'm looking at you, I see your skin color, you're going to fail unless I, your savior, I do something special for you. I give you a special night, a special pizza party, I give you gift cards, I give you a special scholarship, I lower standards for you, I take away final exams. I change the discipline policy. Unless I do, and these are all things that are happening. Unless I do all these things, you're going to fail. That sounds to me like an incredibly racist mindset, an incredibly racist
patronizing.
worldview.
It's a patronizing racist mindset as well. I mean, it diminishes the humanity of someone when the only thing that is going to be between them and success is you treating other people like garbage. But when you all of those things you say, which are happening, we're not going to discipline, we're going to get rid of final exams, we're going to get rid of Fs, we're not going to do grades, homework. All kinds of things, homework, all of that. And again, go take a look at the proficiency for students of color, because we don't include Asian kids in students of color. They're, for all intents and purposes, white people. No, that's not me saying it. That's the left. That's the administrators who are saying that. None of this is helping. In fact, it's hurting. When you don't provide structure, when you don't provide discipline, when you don't provide rigor, when you don't take a child who cannot read and make sure that child gets special attention so that he can read, so he can fill out a job application when he's 18 years old or a college application when he's 18 years old, you're not helping. But here's the thing that I think it really does. I don't even think they think they're helping, Dan. One, I think this makes them feel better. They've convinced themselves they're good people and they like feeling like good people. But two, it covers failure. Because if we're complaining about the failure of these schools, then we're complaining about programs for students of color, right? They'll say you reject these programs, you're obviously a racist. So we don't even talk about proficiency. When was the last time even in the state legislature, there was a public hearing about the appalling student proficiency in Wisconsin? I mean, Alan Borsick at the Journal Sentinel has been writing about this for 20 years. It's like he's spitting into the wind of a raving hurricane. Nobody cares. And
we got, our friends at WMC, Scott Manley, he'll come on your show, I'm sure, and say how employers they don't have the talent pool anymore. The kids who are filling out the applications and they're trying to get jobs, they don't have the skills. They're not being taught what our employers need to hire workers. And so that's really disconcerting. It makes you wonder what we thought school was for. What we thought school was for was to basically to train the workforce, to train people to be good citizens and to have character and to be high achievers and to make high salaries. That's not what the left is trying to do. The left is trying to reorder society. They're trying to tear down all of our systems. They're trying to tear down our local communities, our churches, our families. They're trying to tear down everything that builds character and everything that keeps us together as a cohesive unit, so that the only thing between the individual and complete tyranny is the government, and right they want people to rely on the government. So it's just a shame that we're just playing a different game. The conservatives are playing the game. Let's try to make kids smarter and have more character and be part of the workforce. And they're playing this complete long game of reorder society
and destroy it in the process. That's the revolution.
They seem to not even care that over 60% of the kids can't read.
Yeah, the left does not care. I don't think that's a bug. I think that's a feature. Before we run out of time, there's the Equality Project at Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty. So if you're someone out there and you your school sent you something like this, will challenge the school. So you can reach out to the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty, send them what your district sent you. And Will is on the job, so I encourage people to contact the organization. I hope I can do that on your behalf, Dan.
Absolutely. We're always looking for good plaintiffs to file lawsuits. We're always looking for good claims to file with the Office of Civil Rights in Washington, D.C., or with DPI to make public example of these bad school districts. And so, yes, we're always looking for information. No one should hesitate to reach out to me.
So you too could be a plaintiff. Reach out to will-law.org. There's a contact portal that you can access from the front page. Dan Lennington, as always, have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me.
You too. Thanks.